Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Gates channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more daily drama updates and spoilers. Your support truly means a lot and helps our channel grow every day. Now, let's jump straight into today's exciting update. The shadows gathering around Bill's life continue to grow darker, but for Hayley, the nightmare unfolding is not happening nearly fast enough. What should have been the beginning of the end has instead become an agonizing waiting game, leaving her increasingly frustrated as every passing day chips away at her patience. Bill's recent medical emergency sent shockwaves through everyone around him, but the outcome was far from what Hayley had envisioned. Despite the terrifying health scare that left his loved ones fearing the worst, Bill survived, and that single fact has become the source of Hayley's deepest irritation. While everyone else breathes a cautious sigh of relief, she quietly struggles to hide her disappointment, wearing the mask of a devoted wife, even as resentment simmers beneath every sympathetic glance and carefully chosen word. According to the events unfolding on Wednesday, July 15th, Hayley reaches a dangerous conclusion alongside Randy, realizing that if they continue waiting for their carefully crafted scheme to unfold naturally, they may lose control of everything they have been working toward. Their long con suddenly feels far too long, and desperation begins pushing them toward choices that could become even more reckless than before. As Bill's condition continues to fluctuate, Hayley finds it increasingly difficult to maintain the performance she has perfected for everyone around her. She forces concern into her voice, places worried expressions on her face, and remains close enough to appear like the loving spouse everyone expects her to be, but every act of compassion feels more exhausting than the last. The problem is no longer simply waiting for the poison to do its work. It is surviving the emotional strain of pretending she wants Bill to recover. Every setback in his health should bring her closer to victory, yet every moment he continues fighting only fuels her growing impatience. Still, no one around her appears to recognize that every tear and every comforting gesture is nothing more than carefully rehearsed deception. At least that illusion remains intact for now. The greatest danger lurking in the background is no longer Bill's fragile condition, but the people determined to understand exactly what is happening to him before it is too late. That danger comes in the form of Madison, whose instincts refuse to let the mystery rest. While others may have accepted the frightening possibility that Bill suffered a stroke, Madison's medical judgment tells her something simply does not add up. Rather than accepting the obvious explanation, she chooses to dig deeper, taking a far more careful look at Bill's blood work and refusing to ignore the unanswered questions surrounding his condition. With every new laboratory result, every additional examination, and every fresh test ordered by the medical team, the walls slowly begin closing in around Hayley and Randy. The possibility that toxic substances could eventually be detected in Bill's system transforms their carefully controlled operation into a race against time. Suddenly, patience becomes their greatest enemy. If science uncovers what they have hidden before Bill's body gives out, everything could collapse in an instant, exposing every lie and every calculated move that brought them to this point. That growing pressure appears to be exactly what pushes Hayley and Randy toward their next terrifying decision. In Beyond the Gates weekly preview, Hayley quietly admits that she believes her husband may already be knocking on death's door, a chilling statement that carries far more meaning than anyone listening could possibly imagine. Instead of expressing grief, she sounds almost convinced that the finish line is finally within reach. It is during this tense moment that the cousins appear ready to accelerate their dangerous con, abandoning the slow, calculated pace that once made their plan seem nearly impossible to detect. Viewers have already witnessed Hayley secretly increasing the strength of the poison by slipping heavier doses into Bill's drinks, proving that she has already crossed moral lines from which there is no return. But now the question becomes even more unsettling. If stronger poison is no longer enough, just how much further are Hayley and Randy willing to go? Their next move could change everything, raising the stakes to a level from which there may be no turning back. Elsewhere, another storm quietly begins forming as Deanna turns her attention toward a problem she is determined to eliminate once and for all. Her target is Joey Armstrong, one of the DMV's most questionable and manipulative figures, and Deanna has reached the point where simply watching events unfold is no longer acceptable. The weekly teasers reveal that she launches a dastardly plan of her own, one carefully designed to tear apart Joey's relationship with Vanessa, while her mother believes Deanna is simply spending the summer helping at the agency and focusing on productive work. An entirely different mission is unfolding beneath the surface. Every task she completes and every conversation she has becomes part of a larger strategy that no one else realizes is taking shape. She wants Joey completely removed from her mother's life, not eventually, not someday, but immediately. Whatever Deanna is preparing, it is clear that she believes drastic action is the only way to protect the people she loves from someone she sees as dangerously toxic. As those plans quietly gather momentum, another unexpected twist leaves Joey facing uncertainty from an entirely different direction. Doug's final words come as a startling shock, catching Joey completely off guard and leaving lingering questions that refuse to fade. The mystery surrounding those words immediately raises suspicion about whether Deanna somehow played a role in what happened, or whether Joey's troubled conscience is simply forcing him to confront unfinished business connected to Doug. Whatever the truth may be, the emotional impact is impossible to ignore. Joey suddenly finds himself surrounded by uncertainty, with threats appearing from every direction and hidden motives becoming harder to separate from reality. The tension builds with every passing moment, suggesting that multiple storylines are on a collision course where secrets, revenge, and unexpected consequences may soon explode all at once. Amid all the deception and dangerous schemes, another story unfolds with a very different kind of courage. Jacob stands faithfully beside Naomi as she takes one of the most significant steps of her life, accompanying his wife to an oncology appointment with Monica. Even after becoming chief of staff at Garland Memorial Hospital, Monica has remained committed to practicing medicine in the field she knows so well, ensuring patients like Naomi continue receiving expert guidance during some of the most emotional moments of their lives. For Naomi, this appointment represents much more than another medical consultation. It is the continuation of a deeply personal journey that began when she made the difficult decision to stop hiding the truth about her BRCA gene results. Rather than allowing fear to dictate her future, she has chosen knowledge over uncertainty, confronting painful possibilities with remarkable honesty and determination. It is an emotional crossroads where every answer carries weight and every decision could shape the rest of her life. Naomi has already shared with Jacob that she wants to explore the possibility of undergoing a double mastectomy, hoping to dramatically reduce her chances of developing breast cancer in the future. It is not a decision she takes lightly, nor one driven by panic, but by careful thought and a desire to understand every available option before making such a life-changing choice. Her journey stands in sharp contrast to the emotional conflict unfolding elsewhere within her own family. Danny refuses to live her life anticipating a disease that may never come, insisting she does not want to change her body because of something that has not happened. Her philosophy is simple. She chooses to live in the present, believing that if cancer comes, then it comes, and she will face it then. Andre, however, cannot accept that approach so easily. He desperately wants Danny to educate herself about every preventive option available, believing that informed decisions could mean the difference between fear and hope. Their disagreement becomes an emotionally charged battle between accepting fate and taking control of the future, revealing just how differently people cope with the same frightening possibility. Naomi, however, chooses a path defined by information rather than avoidance. Unlike her mother, she wants to understand every procedure, every medical recommendation, every possible outcome, and every consequence before making the biggest decision of her life. She refuses to let uncertainty make the choice for her, believing that knowledge itself can become a source of strength. Throughout this difficult process, Jacob remains exactly where he has always promised to be, right beside her. His presence offers quiet reassurance as Naomi prepares to face conversations that would overwhelm almost anyone. Yet even as he supports his wife without hesitation, this emotional journey may leave him with difficult questions of his own, forcing both of them to confront fears, hopes, and possibilities they never imagined they would face together. As these intertwined stories continue unfolding, Beyond the Gates promises another emotionally charged chapter where deception grows more dangerous, family conflicts become more personal, and life-changing decisions remind everyone that sometimes the greatest battles are fought not in the shadows but within the human heart itself.